a zebra's stripes, a leopard's spots. The strange maze scrawled across a pufferfish. Nature is obsessed with patterns, and here is the astonishing part. It draws them with no blueprint, no plan, and no artist. There is no master file that says, stripe here, gap there. And yet the same handful of shapes show up again and again across creatures that never met. What you're watching right now is a pattern assembling itself out of nothing but a simple rule. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly why nature can't stop repeating itself. Start with the real puzzle. Every animal begins as a tiny ball of cells that are, at first, essentially identical, a smooth, featureless blob. No cell in that blob can see the whole creature. None of them knows it's supposed to be a leg, or a stripe, or an eye. So how does one patch of skin decide to turn black while the patch right next to it stays white? How does uniform become patterned with no one in charge? In 1952, a single strange idea cracked it open. Picture 2 invisible chemicals seeping through the tissue. Call one the activator. Wherever it appears, it switches the pattern on, it darkens the skin, and crucially, it makes more of itself. Left alone, it would run away and turn everything black. But it also switches on a second chemical, the inhibitor, which does the opposite. It shuts the pattern off. Reaction, the 2 chemicals feeding and fighting, and diffusion, both of them spreading. That's the entire machine, reaction and diffusion. The whole trick is in the speeds. The activator is slow and stays local, so it builds a strong little peak, a spot. But it also fires off the inhibitor, and the inhibitor spreads faster and reaches farther. So every spot surrounds itself with a wide moat where no other spot is allowed to grow. Activate right here, forbid it all around. Do that everywhere at once and you don't get chaos. You get a field of spots holding each other politely apart, evenly spaced, as if measured. And that spacing is not a coincidence, it's a built-in ruler. How far the inhibitor reaches before it fades sets the distance from one spot to the next. How fast the activator builds sets how big each spot grows. Speed the diffusion up and the pattern coarsens into big, widely spaced blobs. Slow it down and it tightens into fine, dense freckling. The animal never measures anything. The chemistry does the measuring for it, automatically, everywhere at once. Which is exactly why a cheetah's spots and a leopard's spots come out at their own consistent sizes. Now watch what that rule actually does, because this is the moment that should stop you. We begin with pure random noise, no pattern at all, just static, the biological equivalent of a coin flip at every point. Then we simply let the rule run, and out of that formless mess, order precipitates, spots condense, sharpen, and lock into place. Nobody positioned them. No template was applied. The pattern was not drawn onto the surface. It was discovered by the equation, hiding inside the mathematics all along. And here is where it becomes almost unreasonable. Take that exact same rule and nudge one thing, how quickly the chemicals are fed in and washed out, and the spots begin to stretch. They elongate into stripes. Push further and the stripes tangle into a winding labyrinth. Further still, and you get a dense fingerprint maze. One equation, one mechanism, and out of it pours a whole alphabet of patterns, each just a different setting of the same 2 dials. So now look back at the animal kingdom with new eyes. Set the dials for spots, and there is the leopard, the cheetah, the dots freckling a pufferfish. Set them for stripes, and there is the zebra, the tiger, the angelfish. Set them for the maze, and there is brain coral, and the ridges of a fingerprint, and the folds of a cortex. These aren't lookalikes by coincidence. They are the same equation, run at different settings, on different skins. And in a few lucky cases, you can actually watch it happen on a living animal. On certain marine angelfish, the stripes are not fixed for life. As the fish grows, the stripes drift, split, and respace themselves in real time, exactly the way the equation predicts a Turing pattern must when its canvas stretches. The fish is a living reaction-diffusion simulation, running on its own skin, endlessly resolving the pattern as it gets bigger. Filmed and sped up, it looks uncannily like the mathematics we just watched, because it is the same mathematics. The mind behind this was Alan Turing. Yes, that Turing. The man who broke the German naval codes and helped end a war, who dreamed up the very idea of a computer before one existed. In 1952, he wrote a single paper on biology, the chemical basis of morphogenesis, proposing this reaction-diffusion machine. 2 years later, he was dead, persecuted, disgraced, gone decades too early. He laid down one of the deepest ideas in biology and never lived to see whether he was right. For half a century, he mostly wasn't believed. It was an elegant theory with no chemicals to point to. And then, slowly, biologists found them. The stripes on a zebrafish, tuned by a real activator and inhibitor. The evenly spaced ridges on the roof of a mouse's mouth. The spacing of hair follicles and feathers. One by one, Turing's ghost molecules turned out to be real. The equation had been right all along. Life had just been keeping its arithmetic hidden. And it reaches far past fur. The same reaction-diffusion balance ripples sand into dunes, spaces out bushes into eerie polka dots across a drying desert, patterns the mineral bands inside some seashells, even sets the rhythm of spacing in a forest canopy. Anywhere one thing spreads while another holds it back, Turing patterns surface, the universe using the same trick over and over on wildly different materials. And there's a strange poetry in whose idea this was. The same mind that asked, "Can a machine think?" That laid down the blueprint for every computer you have ever used, also asked, "How does a tiger get its stripes?" Turing saw, before almost anyone, that the deepest question in biology might have the same shape as the deepest question in computing. Simple rules, mechanically repeated, giving rise to something that looks for all the world like it was designed. Life and computation, it turns out, are running variations of the very same trick. Sit with the real lesson because it's bigger than biology. There is no designer here. No cell holds the plan, no chemical knows what a zebra looks like. This complexity is not assembled from a drawing, it emerges, unbidden, from a dumb little rule repeated everywhere at once. Local activation, long-range inhibition, iterated across a surface, and structure simply falls out for free. Order without an architect. So that's why nature repeats itself. Not because it's copying, and not because anything is in charge, but because a simple push and pull, activate nearby and inhibit far, run across a whole living surface, cannot settle into anything but spots and stripes and mazes. The pattern was never really painted on. Given the rule, it was inevitable. Everything you just watched is the real Turing equation, reaction-diffusion, run straight from the mathematics, no effects and no invention. The patterns were always in there, we only pressed play. If you like finding a whole living world hidden inside 2 lines of arithmetic, stay a while, there's so much more of it. This is Chaos Canvas. There's a lot more order and a lot more beautiful chaos hiding in the noise.